Manually screening and evaluating every single resume that you receive for a job opening, pain in the ass. But it is what it is, right? What are you going to do? This is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build an AI automated workflow that lets you quickly and fairly spot the right talent. Let's get into it. So before we go into the workflow itself, let's first talk about what the automation is going to do. The first thing it's going to do is watch for new resumes in your Google Drive. This will be a folder in your Google Drive where all of your resumes are saved. How do those resumes get there? That's for you to decide. They can be from form uploads, they can be from emails. What's important is that the resume reaches your Google Drive. The next part of this workflow is going to be extracting data from the resume. So this is going to extract all of the data from the resume in a format that the workflow is able to work with. The step after that is extracting information from that data. So from that unstructured data, we're going to extract structured information and compare it with the requirements of the job. The last step is to provide its results on a Google Sheet. That's it. Real simple. It watches for your resume. It extracts the resume's data. It pulls out meaningful information from the data that it extracted earlier and compares it against the requirements of the job posting. And then the AI provides its results on a Google Sheet for you to quickly go through and start sending those interview invitations. This is what the workflow looks like. That is your Google Drive trigger where it's watching for new resume uploads. The next node is basically downloading the file so it can work on it within the workflow. The third step is the extraction part where we're extracting data from the resume. And then we have two other extraction points where one is extracting information about the contact details of the person who's applied for the job. And the other step is for an AI agent to go ahead and compare the requirements of the job against the resume that it's received. We're going to merge all of that data into this merge node, and then we're going to upload everything inside our Google Sheet. This is what the Google Sheet looks like. We have our name over here. We have our contact number, email, educational background, job history, skill set. We score it on a score of 1 to 10, the key strengths, potential concerns, and overall assessments of the candidate. Let's get into building this workflow so you get a hang of what exactly this does. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to create a Google Drive trigger. So go to the plus icon over here and search for Google Drive. Go to the Google Drive bit and click on triggers. And over here, you need to select on changes involving a specific folder. When you click that, you need to select the folder that you created. In my case, I created this resume filtering automation folder. And over here, I'm going to watch for file created. And we'll go to the next step. Now, in order for us to work with the next step, we actually need for this trigger to pick something up. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this dummy resume that I created and upload it again. So let's just go ahead and upload this. And we just uploaded this resume once more. We go back to the workflow and we click on that little play icon over here. And after clicking that, we see that we have new data inside the Google Drive trigger. Now, the next step is for us to actually download the file that it's picked from Google Drive. Without downloading the file, it's not able to work with the data within that file that we uploaded. So to do that, again, go to the plus icon over here and search for Google Drive and click on download a file. we're going to download a file by ID, and the ID of the Google file that we just uploaded is somewhere over, you know what, just make this easy for yourself and type ID in the search box. And over here you have all the IDs, and this is the ID that we're looking for. We go ahead and upload that, and then we execute this step, and we see that the file has been downloaded. Now, the next step is for us to actually extract the data from the downloaded file. To do that, we just need to go to the plus icon and select extract from file. And this will be extract from PDF because the file that we're downloading is a PDF. The resume is a PDF. And over here, we just don't need to make any changes. Just click go ahead and click the execute step, and you'll see that all of this data has been downloaded inside the text parameter over here. Now, the third or fourth step is for us to actually extract information from the data that we downloaded or extracted. And this is going to be done in two steps. The first step is going to be the extractor, which is the information extractor over here. And in text, you're going to go ahead and add text that it extracted in the previous node. And in schema type, we will use define using JSON schema. Go ahead and delete all of that junk. And while I was creating this, essentially, I created a... so we don't really have to use the JSON schema over here. We can go ahead and add attributes to this whole thing. The attributes that we want are name, email, and phone number. So name, this is a string, and this is the name of the candidate. This is required, and we add another attribute over here, which is phone number, which is the phone number of or contact number of candidate. This is also required. We go ahead and add another attribute, which is going to be email, and this is going to be the email address of the candidate. Go ahead and select number in the field type over here. Select this as required as well, and make sure that you add a model to the information extractor so that it gives it a brain. This is going to be your OpenAI chat model. We're going to use for mini. For mini right here, and that's done. And you can go ahead and click the play button. So over here, you now see we have the name, we have the phone number, and we have the email. Now, the next step after that is we need to also extract or determine whether this person is actually a good fit for the role. So to do that, we're going to add another step by clicking this little circle over here and dragging it below. It automatically opens the build or the nodes menu. Over here, you click on AI and then go to AI agent. In the AI agent, you're going to select define below as the source for the prompt. I already created this prompt, so I'm not going to create it again because it was a long ass prompt. It's going to have two prompts basically. It's going to be a user prompt and a system prompt. The system prompt is actually the system message, which is the long one, which I don't want to type all over again. And in the user prompt, we basically just say that this is the resume. And, go ahead and use this data to come up with your results. Pretty simple. And one thing that we really want to do here is we want to make sure that the data that it returns is in a specific output format. You see over here how it mentions connect an output parser on the canvas to specify the output format you require. And you see this little output over here, output parser. That's the one that we're going to use. So for the time being, you can just go ahead and click out and then click the output parser. And this is going to be a structured output parser. Delete all of this. And this is where we already wrote the output that we want. This is what it looks like. I'm going to leave a link inside the description of how you can download this code, or maybe I'm just going to leave a link on the entire workflow so you can download it and just input your credentials and start using the workflow. So go ahead, copy that, paste this over here, and you're done. One more thing that you need to do over here is you need to make sure that you put in a chat model. And the chat model, as always, is going to be OpenAI. Feel free to use any other models if you want. This is just a personal preference that I use ChatGPT because that's the only one that I have credits with. Otherwise, I'd go ahead and use Claude, Gemini, whatever as well. Nothing against those models. It's a force of habit as well that I'm using GPT for all of my automations. Stop rambling, Khizr. Now, select 4.0 Mini, and you're done with this step as well. Go ahead and make that look tidy. Zoom out. Now, the next step that you want to do is you want to add a node which is able to merge data coming from this path and this path. So to do that, just click the plus icon, click merge. Make sure that you select combine, matching fields. Yes, that's the one we want to use. We're using combine by position, and the number of inputs that we're using is duos. And we basically drag and connect both inputs over here and click. Let's see what happens after we click play. It's going to run the one node that it didn't have information from. Aha, we have a structured output parser error. A little bit of an error where we were using generate from JSON example rather than define using JSON schema. So we fixed that. Now let's go ahead and click this play icon again and see what happens. We now should have the data. Success. So now we have all of these fields. The last step is going to be to add all of this data to your Google Sheets. So to do that, we already created a Google Sheet and we called it this resume eval. So that's the one that we're going to update this information in. And the node type that we're going to use over here is going to be append row in a sheet. Go ahead and select that. And from document, choose the Google Sheet that you're updating, the Google Sheet document that you're updating. We're using resume eval. And from list, we're going to be using sheet 1. And we're going to map each column manually by in name, we're going to get name, an email, contact number, and we're dragging this information from the merge node, the one that we just created. In contact number, we're going to put phone number. In email, you guessed it, we're going to put email. And in job history, we're going to put job history and educational background, skill set. In educational background, we were going to put educational background. And in job history, we're going to put job history, skill set skills. Score is the score 1 out of 10 that we gave to the customer, the candidate. Key strengths is going to be key strengths right here. Potential concerns is going to be potential concerns, and overall assessment is overall assessment. That's it. Execute step. Everything's updated. Everything's updated. Now let's test this workflow out for a new resume that we're going to upload inside our Google folder. Let's go ahead and select Amanda Reyes. Amanda Reyes, whatever ChatGPT created for us. And we're going to now click this execute workflow from trigger 1 again. And it's doing all of its magic. The AI agent is working out whether this person's a good fit for the role or not. And we have Amanda. And We have her educational background, her job history, her skill set. She got a 9 out of 10, and her strengths includes a proven track record of delivering projects on time within budget, strong stakeholder communication and engagement abilities, potential concerns, has a strong resume, her experience primarily within the tech sector, which may limit her versatility in different sectors. Overall, Amanda presents as an exceptional candidate for the project manager role at XYZ company. That's all I had for you today. I hope you like this automation. You can download the workflow from the description. If you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'll see you in the next one.